Hello everyone and welcome back to another event review. Last time we reviewed the Smash Major Shine 2019, and now today we have a New England regional event, Connecticut's biggest event of the year, Retro Rumble. Now, the awesome thing about Retro Rumble is it is not only a Smash tournament event, but it's also a fighting game event and a convention all mixed into one. Saturday was Smash's big day, running both singles and doubles in one day, and on Sunday was the main FGC day, which hosted Dragon Ball FighterZ, MK11, Street Fighter V, and Tekken. A quick disclaimer is I only went on Saturday, so I can only really speak for the events that happened on Saturday. Saturday was the big Smash day, so I will not be talking about any of the FGC events that took place on Sunday. Before talking about the Smash event and the controversy that took place, I'll be talking about the actual convention itself first. If you want to just skip straight to the Smash stuff, I'll have a timestamp on screen. The convention side of things actually had a completely different name, called RetroWorld. This entire convention was called RetroWorld, and the fighting games that took place underneath that name was called Retro Rumble. It almost had like two names. This convention is actually pretty awesome for anyone who loves retro video games or card games. They had everything from Atari to Sega to Nintendo, and everything from Pokemon to Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic cards. They had so much more as well. This is my second year at RetroWorld, and for the past 2 years, I've always loved it. I loved it so much because it's a trip down memory lane. You get so much nostalgia just looking at old Pokemon cards or old Nintendo games. Every vendor at this convention had something different to offer, and that's what I love about this convention so much. Sure, there are a few vendors selling old PlayStation or Nintendo games, but each vendor has a different library of games to browse through, so you'll never know what you can find. There's so many hidden gems to find and replay. This entire convention is just one big trip down memory lane. As per every convention, there are artists always selling their artwork. And this year, the art was just so good. I have no idea what happened, but the artists here are just so talented. A few of my favorites are Paper Dawn, Ahor, Just Me, Billy Patras, and Joe Hogan art. It was such a breath of fresh air to see a ton of new artists and art come into the scene. I'm kind of getting a little bit tired of seeing the same old artists at conventions or even Smash Majors. I mean, there's just some booths that I've seen a million times and it just gets tiring and it's unappealing after a long time. Again, just a small disclaimer, I do respect and love all of these artists and have even bought multiple posters off of them many times before, but I was just happy to see new artists and new content. After seeing the same people at every single convention, it kind of gets old a little bit. Like I said, it's just a breath of fresh air to see some new people. But booths to blow your money on wasn't the only thing to do at RetroWorld. They also held free-to-play areas with game systems ranging all over the place, from the oldest to the newest. They held panels and auctions for old rare video games. They even hosted a cosplay contest for both kids and adults. Some kid who had a really good cosplay of Papyrus, the kid even had a plate of spaghetti with him. He won the kids contest. And someone who had a really good cosplay of Maz, I think, from Borderlands 3, won the adult contest. So yeah, this event quite literally had a little bit of everything for everyone, young and old. If you live anywhere near the Connecticut area, I highly recommend you check out this event next year. Alright, with all the con stuff out of the way, let's talk about the real reason why you all clicked on this video. The Smash event and the controversy. So the Smash event started with doubles, and the first set of the day, I'm up on stream with my teammate Subi. Our opponents won game 1, and we got to play game 2. Now here's where the controversy comes into play. I'm going to be as objective based as possible, and I'm going to try and not be biased even though the situation involves myself. At the end of game 2, it was a 1v1 with Subi versus Rios, Mega Man versus Game & Watch. And as you can see on screen now, Rios landed the game finishing up tilt. However, in doing so, he popped off and accidentally hit the pause button. This caused controversy because when someone pauses a match in any fighting game, it usually results in a stock or a life loss. So let's check out the official tournament's ruling on pausing. In section 1.6, it states, pause setting should be off. However, if it is not, pausing is only legal while either player remains upon their own respawn platform, and only for the purpose of summoning a tournament official, or TO, or in the case of a controller malfunction. All other pauses will incur a stock loss to the player who pauses the game. So with that rule in effect, it would mean the Mega Man would have to forfeit his last stock due to the pause, making this set go to Game 3. The flip side to this is, although he did pause the match, he paused after landing the game finishing move. Regardless of a pause or not, the Game & Watch was dead and the match was over. During the events of this, the TOs were called over for their final judgment. After about 30 minutes of discussion, ultimately decided not to go to a Game 3 due to the fact that he landed the game finishing move before pausing the match. This is what Twitch chat had to say about it. And this is what the commentators had to say about it.
Oh, the shore you!
That one. Well, we are having a pause situation. That's.
Ooh, that's a tough scenario.
I'm gonna have to cut in right there. That is not true. That game was over. You were at high percent. You were dead, buddy.
Wait, are we actually? Is this serious? Are people
I
actually
don't. I don't think it was serious. A long day, boys. That was.
Hey, I am into 2-0 camp because it's like they popped off. It was an accidental hit.
The game was over.
I get the rules. I get the rules that the pause.
But the pause didn't affect a single.
But
thing.
also it was like off of it. But you know what? It sucks because it's like at the end of the day, because of the rules, like even on my viewpoint, I'm like, all right, I kind of want this to just rock because they were gonna win. However, at the end of the day, who's to say that that wouldn't have been a win? Yeah, I mean that wouldn't have that wasn't gonna kill at all, and then it just keeps going. It sucks because I want to say it's a 2-0, but at the same time, it's like I get it. I get where the argument's coming from, and I didn't see it transpire, so I don't have too much to say myself.
It was Mega Man up to like 120. Like,
in my honest opinion, the set's over. Yeah, it's 2-0. Get off the stage. Okay.
I'm with you on that.
This thing is not.
But I also okay. I mean, Kite's coming in here. A pause is a pause. I mean, that's also true. But like, the set was over. Like.
That is very true. A pause is a pause, but at the same time, if you pause when they're already dead, do you really think you're gonna DI that man?
It didn't say yo Kite.
It didn't say KO before you pause. Well, I mean, you can't pause the game when it does say KO, so because the game's over.
Better question: why is pause still enabled?
That is actually kind of true, yeah.
And now is my own personal opinion on this situation. I think that rules are rules, and within the rules, it does not specifically state if pausing is allowed after a game finishing move or not. The only time it mentions that pausing is allowed is before the match has officially started. Other than that, all other pauses will incur in a stock loss to the player who pauses the game. So I actually started to get a little bit of hate on Twitter due to this. Some people were claiming we went to Game 3 and still lost. Some people were saying I was fighting with the TOs and other players. And just a bunch of rumors were kind of going around, so I figured I could make this video to kind of clear everything up and hopefully teach some people not to just jump straight to the conclusions based off of what other people have said or based off of assumptions. Just to clarify everything, I was not trying to scum anyone out of a game. I simply was just curious if it was a stock loss due to the pause. I was not mad at anyone, my teammate was not mad at anyone, and even the opposing team were not mad at us either for pointing that out. Nobody was mad at each other, and nobody was mean or rude to anyone during the situation. The only blame that I can possibly even put here is on the TOs for not checking the settings on the stream setup. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this game should have went to a game 3 due to a pause occurring? Or do you think the pause did not matter at all, regardless of the rules, because he still landed the game finishing move? Let me know down below in the comments. But this video is just not over yet. Nah fam, I still got a little bit more to talk about. After doubles, I played in singles, and my first match was up on stream again. Both my first match of doubles and singles were on stream. I have no idea what the odds are for that, but whatever, I'll take it. But as soon as I jumped on stream for singles, I had nothing but great things being said about me by the commentators. Not only did the commentators plug my YouTube channel and mention how I make videos on Lucario tech, they also mentioned how I make Zelda content too. At first glance at my channel, you probably wouldn't know that. This actually shows how much research these guys do, and I really do respect it quite a bit. And lastly, they said they loved my shirt and they wanted to steal it from me.
So we got Lil Dan and Turing. Lil Dan being one of the more prominent Lucarios in the area who's been playing Lucario for quite some time. Also has a YouTube channel who puts up a lot of tech on Lucario, so that's pretty cool.
Got a pretty good channel.
Yeah, I had
Zelda content too.
Yeah, I had no idea that he had something going for us.
I just noticed what's on his shirt, and I love
that,
it.
and now I noticed too. That is an amazing shirt.
I saw it earlier. I didn't realize what it was, and now that I see it, I want it.
Agreed. I might steal that from him. Like I might actually just take this
shirt off stage right now and just
at some point you're gonna see me on stream today wearing that shirt. Now,
Turing, you're never gonna see Lil Dan ever again.
What happened to Lil Dan? Oh. Anyways, Turing.
For real, you guys are the best, and going back to watch the stream and to see those compliments, it really made my day. Anyways, I won my first match on stream versus Turning, and he was a Link player and I was playing as Inkling. Following after him, I played a Wolf player. Game 1 I won, and then game 2 he won, and then game 3 I got 3 stocked. Yeah, I have no idea what happened. But following after the Wolf player, I played another Inkling in the Inkling Ditto. I ended up winning the Inkling Ditto 2-0, and following that set, I actually played a friend of mine, who plays Captain Falcon. Game 1 I won because, well, he had an unfortunate SD, and then following after the SD, I killed him pretty early. Game 2 he brought it back, spiked me for a win, which was really good on his end. After that, we had a close game 3, which I ended up taking. And then, for loser finals of my pool, I had yet another match on stream, this time versus a Bowser. Okay, so actually something interesting happened during this set on stream too. I noticed Sticky pick Bowser, and Inkling versus Bowser is just not really fun due to the fact that Bowser can tough guy through Inkling's jab, and Inkling's jab is literally one of his best moves in his entire kit that he can no longer use in this matchup. So I opted to try out my Lucario again, and about like 30 seconds into the match, my fucking alarm on my phone starts going off. So I take my headphones out, and the commentators even notice this too. You can even see me taking my headphones out in the player cam.
Kind of eat them up.
Yeah.
All right. Lil Dan taking out the headphone really quick, saying, "Hey, I don't need this music."
After taking my headphones out, you can hear it in the background of the stream, but there was a band playing and it was like super loud and very distracting, to be completely honest.
Needs that music over there.
I don't know, man.
This live band.
These players don't have these headphones on, and I hear this live band playing some crazy.
I couldn't do it.
Nah, I wouldn't be able.
But regardless of what happened, Sticky ended up taking the first match. After that, I turned the alarm off on my phone, and then game 2, I figured I'd just give my Inkling a try for the hell of it. And about 15 seconds into game 2, my alarm on my phone starts going off again. So I got pretty upset and pretty tilted that this happened again. Anyways, I ended up losing game 2, and that ended up my run at 33rd place. Overall, this event was actually a ton of fun regardless of everything that happened. I'll probably be re-uploading my sets that were streamed if anyone's interested. Also, down below, I have linked the artist that I mentioned earlier before in this video. I have linked to all of GBS's social media, and as well, my social media. That's all I got for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day today.